Other shows we have for you to enjoy at myclassicradio.net. The Avengers was most certainly not a household name in South Africa prior to the radio series. With no national television service until 1976, the mechanism simply was not present in the country to show television programs to mass audiences. While many other countries reveled in the filmed adventures of John Steed and company, South Africa was not equipped to join in the fun. The series took Britain by storm and made a major impression in the American markets, being that greatest of rarities, a British series given a network transmission slot. However, as a filmed series, rather than a videotaped one, The Avengers was able to gain a modicum of exposure in South Africa through film rentals. Come and listen at myclassicradio.net. Other shows we have for you to enjoy at myclassicradio.net. 21 Precinct was a police drama broadcast on CBS from July 7, 1953, to July 26, 1956. It initially served as a summer replacement for My Friend Irma. The show was produced in cooperation with the Patrolmen's Benevolent Association of City of New York and adaptations from True Criminal in New York. The Policeman's Point of View. Historically, the 21st Precinct had been located near Gramercy Park, Manhattan. In 1929, the department reorganized the precinct numbering, and 21st designation was discontinued. No such precinct existed during the run, nor does a 21st precinct exist. However, the fictional precinct's territory closely corresponds to that of the Upper Side's 23rd precinct since 192. Come and listen at myclassicradio.net.
Your Coca-Cola bottler presents Claudia, based on the famous play and novels by Rose Franken. Brought to you transcribed Monday through Friday by your friendly neighbor who bottles Coca-Cola. Relax, and while you're listening, refresh yourself. Have a Coke. And now, Claudia.
You're looking very handsome this morning, Mr. Norton.
I return the compliment, Mrs. Norton.
You're so polite, Mr. Norton.
I'm always polite, Mrs. Norton.
Except when you're not.
Which is never. Where's my hat?
On your head. Absent-minded.
Oh, so it is.
You're awfully early this morning.
Small wonder I've been getting myself ready since my 6 o'clock feeding.
Your 6 o'clock feeding. Darling, don't you think you'll be able to learn how to sleep after you wake up?
That was slightly garbled, but I'll learn in time.
Oh, by that time it'll be too late. We'll be back up in the farm, and the baby will have a room all his own.
But he'll still have to be fed at 6, at 10, at 2, at 6, at 10.
Maybe we can cheat an hour. I'll ask the doctor.
We'll do nothing of the sort.
We won't tell the baby. But I most certainly do not intend to ruin your health for the sake of his.
Nobody's health's being ruined. We're not going into that now. I'm going down to the office.
I hate to see you go.
Business as usual. Come over here. A kiss for my favorite wife and mother.
Oh, business as usual is nice.
I'm in such a generous mood, I might even say goodbye to my son.
Oh, I'm sure he'd appreciate it.
Well, he better had. It's going to be an awfully hot day.
I can feel it already creeping up around me.
Well, we'll be getting back up to Eastbrook pretty soon. Mornings are nice and cool up there.
And the nights.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, David, it's wonderful to have a farm we can call our own.
Except for a few minor financial obligations, it's our own. And I'm glad of it.
So am I. Although if you told me 6 months ago, I'd never have believed you.
And if you'd have told me a year ago that I was going to be saddled with an offspring, I would never have believed you.
No, you weren't even saddled with me a year ago.
How time flies.
I wish it would fly slower. But I'm not complaining. But there, lying in his carriage, is time's greatest gift to us.
He's still sleeping.
Poor thing.
Poor thing. Sleep, young fella, while you get the chance, because once you're a man, you will sleep no more.
David, stop giving him ideas.
Why not? He's giving me some. Move over, boy.
Don't be silly. Tell me what you think of your son instead.
Let me see. What do I think? He's still awfully small.
Small? He's enormous for his age.
Well, he's a lot bigger than a sparrow. Hey, Bobby. Look at him. He doesn't even know his name.
He is not a dog.
Dogs are a lot brighter. At 2 weeks, dogs can walk, dogs can eat, dogs even know their name.
Well, dogs have 4 legs.
Oh, that's the difference.
Yes, certainly.
I think it's time you got out of bed, Bobby, and started earning your living. In the meantime, I'll go out and earn it for you.
David,
What, darling?
babies grow awfully quickly, don't they?
What are you leading up to?
Oh, I'm not leading up to anything, not especially.
Then, what are you leading up to, not specially?
Well, I was thinking that,
This is going to be good.
as a matter of fact, it didn't even take much thought.
That's encouraging.
David, I think we ought to have some pictures taken of him.
What?
Well, what's so terrible about that? Everybody has pictures taken of babies.
Darling, you could go out and buy any old magazine and clip out any old baby picture in it, and it'd be just as good.
Fine talk for a newborn father.
All babies look exactly alike.
Oh!
Well, I bet you if I lined up 10 in a row, 10, you'd never know your son from the other 9. I bet you.
I bet you $20.
Save your money. Look at him. 2 ears, 2 eyes, a nose, a mouth, 2 arms, 2 legs, and a great big stomach. And all babies have that.
But his personality is individual.
Mm-hmm. Well, point out his personality.
Oh, sometimes you are impossible.
Sometimes that makes sense.
Well, didn't your mother take pictures of you when you were a baby?
She did.
Where are they?
None of your business.
Oh. Can't I see them sometimes?
No.
I'd love to see them. Pictures of you on your stomach with nothing on.
Remind me to burn them.
Let's see what you're embarrassed about.
Well, you haven't seen the pictures.
Well, I let you see mine.
You're a girl. That's different with girls.
Why?
Why? I think it's a ridiculous fetish of our society. If we can't remember what our son looks like, we don't deserve pictures to remind us.
Well,
that's
now,
all.
I never was a picture-taking kind of woman.
That's one of the reasons I married you.
But I feel sort of like this is different. I mean, if we had other children, it'd be nice to compare them, say, at 3 weeks.
Comparisons are odious.
Oh. Maybe I'd like to look at them when I'm older.
You'll never grow that old.
Oh. You talk a lot, but I saw you gurgling over those pictures of me when Mama showed them to you a few months ago.
That's because you look so silly.
I didn't.
Exactly the way you look now, only smaller.
Thanks.
It's all right.
At least you had a good time over them. You might thank me for that.
Thanks, darling.
You're welcome.
Believe me, I'm not going to be the kind of parent who goes around showing off pictures of his child.
Me neither. Just because you have the picture doesn't mean you have to show them off.
Then why have them?
Well, why not?
Well, do you carry pictures of me around in your wallet?
You are nothing to be so proud of.
Well, I'm a darn sight handsomer than that offspring of yours.
He's yours, too.
I admit that.
Sometimes I think you haven't got one fatherly feeling in you.
Oh, on the contrary. I think Bobby's a pretty nice kid, as kids of his age go. I like him. I'm getting very fond of him. No photograph will ever take his place.
Well, maybe you're right. Still, he looks awfully cute lying there on his stomach.
Look, darling, if you really want pictures, call up the photographer.
There's no hurry. Except for you to get going. You're going to be late instead of early.
I'm on my way. See you tonight, Bobby.
David, promise you'll eat a decent lunch.
I most certainly will eat a decent lunch. Having lunch with Colligan.
You'll probably eat Irish stew.
I'm having lunch at his club. It'd be good to get back into a man's world, away from this nursery, away from diapers and condensed milk and bottles and safety pins.
Good thing I don't believe half the things you say.
Well, there's nothing a man likes better than sitting down to a man's lunch with another man discussing purely man's business. Now, when Colligan and I get together, all we...
Well, Norton, how's that offspring of yours coming along?
Oh, him? Doing all right, I suppose. Now, about your steel contract.
Yeah, they're cute at 2 weeks.
Yes, they're kind of cute. Now, Colligan, I wanted to talk to you about the contract.
You chosen a name for him yet?
We're calling him after my wife's father, Robert.
Oh, a fine name, Robert. My third one's called Robert. Got red hair, big eyes, and freckles. He's a fine boy.
I'm sure he is. Now, if you can see your way clear to give me the date of delivery on the steel, I'm sure
Oh, what's the hurry? We got plenty of time to talk. My first, Patrick. My second one, Sean. My third one, Robert. We called him that because when he was little, he had no Irish look about him at all. But he sure grew up to fool us. And the littlest one, Kathleen.
Well, that's quite a handful.
There's nothing like him.
I'm sure they're adorable. Now, about the steel specifications.
Here, wait till I get them out. Oh, where did I put that wallet? It's always disappearing in the wrong pocket. Oh, here it is. Here. Here now. Here's a picture of Kathleen when she was 3 weeks old.
Oh, very cute.
Cute she was. And prodigiously advanced, too. Born with one tooth, she was.
You don't say.
Well, had a full set of uppers and lowers before she turned 3. Look at that there, lying on her stomach. Yeah, did you ever see anything so cute?
No, I never did.
Ah, don't be so modest, lad. I know you're thinking yours is cuter.
He's not bad, but...
I know you wouldn't want to miss this one. It's a picture of Sean in his 3-cornered pants.
What the well-dressed man...
From the day they were born, they've wound me. Colligan, 243 pounds, mind you. Wound me around the little fingers. Oh, putty in their hands I am. That was a fine steak. Fine indeed. Tell me, Norton, you have them on 4-hour feedings?
Yes. Every 4 hours, all day and all night.
Uh-huh.
Now, I guess we can get on to those delivery dates that I want to set with you.
Yeah, time for that.
No.
Now, these here pictures we took the summer we spent up in Maine. This one here's Patrick. And this here picture we took out on the island last summer. Oh, yes. And here's a picture of me holding Robert when he was all of 3 weeks old. Fat little boy, wasn't he?
Well, he's not much fatter than mine now. He's...
By Barney McGonagall, man. No baby was fatter than Robert was at 3 weeks.
Well, you ought to take a look at Bobby and see for yourself, that's all.
Why, the doctor said to me, this is one of the fattest babies I ever did see.
Well, all right. All right, since I have no pictures. You win this round, Colligan. This round. Now, what about the steel contract,
You
David?
know, there was a lady who specializes in child education. She said to my wife, that child, I have never seen so fat a child. Well, that was a real nice lunch.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, not only that. Good man's talk. Whew. My heaven, it's warm, ain't it?
Stifling.
Yeah. Well, I guess I better be rushing back to the office. Can't take too long out, you know. I'll see you, Norton.
Wait a minute, Colligan. Wait a minute. What about that date of delivery on the steel? We didn't
I'll
talk
call you about it. And, man, if you think your baby is bigger than mine, hey, you'll have to prove it.
Well, I'll prove it all right. Big Irishman. Just wait. Just wait until I get a hold of my wife. I'm going to the nearest phone booth. I'm going to call her up, and I'm going to tell her a thing or two.
Hello? Oh, David, hello, darling. What? Darling, you sound so excited. Get that photographer and get those pictures taken. But, David, darling, this morning you said you didn't want to have pictures taken. What? What's that you said? All right, dear. All right. I'll call the photographer. All right, if you insist, David, I'll call him right away. Honestly, the more I know about David, the less I know about men. Oh, well. Dum, dum, da-dum, dum. La, 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 la.
One sometimes gets the impression that certain families have a magic formula for making a hit with the young folks because all the teenagers flock to their houses again and again. If you track down the great secret, it's often nothing more than this. The lady of the house keeps a plentiful supply of Coke on ice at all times. She knows there's no better way of attracting the young people and keeping her own kids at home.
Mr. King, before you leave, would you like to have a look at the pictures of my 4 little ones?
I'd like to very much. I have a few of my own I think you might like to look at.
Oh, I would indeed.
You have 4 of them.
Eh?
Must be quite a handful for your wife.
Well, it took her a while before she learned to manage. But the little woman is right good at it now. How is young Mrs. Norton managing?
Or as much as everyone will let her manage. She's managing very fine.
I'm hoping I'll be meeting her very soon. Well, right now she's got enough on her hands.
She gets the work done one way or another.
One way or another?
But mostly another, as David will find out tomorrow.
And begorra, what does that mean?
It means that baby clothes get washed, bottles boiled, and dinner on the stove as if by an unseen hand.
Magic, huh?
Not quite magic, but come around tomorrow and you'll find out what Claudia uses instead.
I'll be there indeed. Nice to have met you. The top of the day to you, Mr. Keegan.
And the top of the day to you, Mr. Colligan. Every day, Monday through Friday, Claudia comes to you transcribed with the best wishes of your friendly neighbor who bottles Coca-Cola. So listen again tomorrow at the same time. And now this is Joe King saying au revoir. And remember, whoever you are, whatever you do, wherever you may be, when you think of refreshment, think of Coca-Cola. For Coca-Cola makes any pause the pause that refreshes. And ice-cold Coca-Cola is everywhere. This broadcast of Claudia was supervised and directed by William Brown Maloney. And now here's a word from your friendly neighbor who bottles Coca-Cola.
Whether it's finding a signature color or a new statement piece, the right detail can bump your wardrobe up a notch. Kick off this year by letting Indochino take care of your style edit. Customize everything from suits and shirts to chinos and bomber jackets at prices more affordable than you might expect. Indochino offers completely custom-fitted clothing at surprisingly affordable prices. Each piece is made to your exact measurements, and you can customize every detail, including the fabric, lapel, monogram, and statement linings. Create a suit that fits you and your style perfectly. The best part? Indochino suits start from just $449 and shirts from $79 with all customizations included. Get a wardrobe personalized to your taste without spending a fortune. Give yourself a style edit that sets the tone for the rest of the year with Indochino. Get $50 off any purchase of $3.99 or more by using promo code STYLE at Indochino.com. That's Indochino.com, promo code STYLE.